So, Javier Bardem was calling out the genocide in Gaza on The View. And what happened? They played a commercial break. He was talking about it. He was talking about it. And I find it rude that the TV show was cutting him off. I mean, I get it. Oh, we got to do a commercial break. But I mean, I think he's allowed to share his perspective. I think he's allowed to share his point of view. And I think he's allowed to speak without being censored.
For example, the situation in Gaza, which I see your, and of course they have to return those hostages, obviously. But the situation in Gaza is come to a term now where I cannot express the pain that I, along with many millions of people there, suffered on a daily basis watching those horrible images of children being murdered and starving to death, being absolutely blocked the aid of medicines, water, medical material,
Food.
kids that have been amputated without anesthesia.
Yeah.
People that yesterday they were shot, 25 people were shot while they were looking for humanitarian aid in what they call the Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, experts on international law, experts on International Amnesty International, international human rights, and some people that know what they're talking, and Holocaust survivors are calling a genocide for it. And if you ask me, I believe it's a genocide. Why is that? First of all, because the impunity that is taking Israel in doing these actions and the lack of action on any government is, of course, the backup of United States with all these weapons and the economics, and also the silence of Europe, is creating in a scenario where there's such an impunity that if we really don't do something about that, we are going towards what is happening now. And an absolute impunity on creating wars all over and creating so much pain that is going to affect so many people.
Yeah.
But also, and with this I will finish, the most important thing.
They're playing the music right here.
And creating so much pain that is going to affect so many people.
Yeah.
But also, and with this I will finish, the most important thing is to not lose the humanity and really denounce when we have to denounce and who we have to denounce.
Javier, come back.
Now, here's what happened. The View interrupted the actor with a commercial break music as he was making his final point before abruptly cutting to commercial. Shortly before, as he was finished speaking, a source on The View told the Cider that the segment ran out of time and had to go to commercial as the broadcast's next segment was pre-recorded. As he began discussing the situation in Gaza, Bardem acknowledged that the yellow pins Alyssa Farah Griffin and Sarah Hayes wear every day on the show in support of the hostages being held in Gaza. I see your pins, and of course, they have to return those hostages, obviously, he said. But the situation in Gaza has come to a term now where I cannot express the pain that I, along with many millions of people there, suffer on a daily basis, watching those horrible images of children being murdered and starving to death. Bardem later claimed that the Holocaust survivors, as well as several experts in international law and human rights, are calling the campaign a genocide. And if you ask me, I believe it's a genocide. Why is that? He started, first of all, because the impunity that is taking Israel in doing these actions, and the lack of action of any government, of course, to back up of the United States with all those weapons and economics, and also the silence of Europe, is creating a scenario where there's such impunity that if we really don't do something about that, we are going towards, well, what is happening now. The View hosts did not have a chance to respond to Bardem's statements, but they were seen nodding along as Bardem continued. Whoopi Goldberg then tried to then cut in to throw it into a commercial break, as she typically does, but Bardem took another moment to finish his final thought. And also, with this, I will finish. The most important thing is not to lose the humanity and really denounce when we have to denounce and who we have to denounce. Goldberg seemingly invited Bardem back to the show. Javier, come back. But her statement was interrupted as the broadcast cut straight to a commercial break. Cut to a commercial. We don't want the people to know what's going on. Cut to a commercial. If you don't cut to a commercial, people are going to start asking questions like, hey, these wars that are happening, what's going on? What's happening here? it's just madness all around. See, the thing is, as soon as somebody's speaking truth to power, as soon as somebody's actually kind of like, hey, there's a war in Gaza, there's a genocide in Gaza, and you know, maybe if we just stop, and because here's the thing, right now, what's getting everyone's attention is the war in Iran, right? Because right now, Iran is all shiny and brand new, and Israel's bombing Iran, Iran is bombing Israel. Just so y'all know, people are still starving in Gaza. Nothing like a good distraction to make us all forget. And while that is happening, it says a lot about the media, because even now, as this conflict is escalating between Israel and Iran, my question is, well, can we at least stop it? Can we at least call for a end to the war? Can we at least call for some sanity? Can we at least call for some reason? And it looks like we're not going to get that. Even with just a simple 2-minute segment. That video was only 2 minutes long. That video was 2 minutes long, and it was still too much. Like, again, I get it. Running a TV show, you have to have your commercials. You have to have your advertisers play for the show. But did it have to be so quick and abrupt? Because I don't know. Would Javier's statements anger the advertisers? I mean, that's happened before in media, where an advertiser doesn't like a news program talking about a certain subject. I remember a segment on Saturday Night Live called, I think, TV Funhouse. And there was one cartoon that's over, that really ended that segment. And I think I only could show an image of it. I think I can only show an image. I can't play it because we'll probably be hit, but I can show it. I can show an image of it. I think I could show an image of it. Or maybe not. I don't think I can. Oh, I thought I had it. And I don't. But, well, it was calling out the media and its interconnections with the military-industrial complex and so much more. And then they got rid of TV Funhouse. I remember it. I remember TV Funhouse. Even as a kid, yes. Kid, did you watch Saturday Night Live? Yes, back when it was funny. Back when Saturday Night Live had balls. I don't know. I remember those days. I remember those days. And Dabby Dab says, no, Hardlens Media. We can't, Kit. Billionaire class needs more blood money. More of that blood money. More of that blood money. But look out, everybody. I think we have to remember. We have to remember that we have to call out this genocide. We have to call out this madness. End it. End it now. We see the images all over social media, and yet we're getting bombarded with it. And after a while, it does get to a point to where now all of you on social media, you're going to see a video of what's happening in Gaza. And of course, now you're also going to be bombarded with videos of what's happening between Israel and Iran. How did this all start? This all started with Netanyahu having his own domestic issues. Remember, before October 7th, Netanyahu's government was falling apart. What better distraction than a wag the dog moment? And now from a wag the dog moment comes a whole bunch of dogs barking at each other. Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, Iran. What's next? Mushroom clouds in the sky.